What up, YouTube? Been a minute since we've done a video here on the setup. Lots of stuff has changed. I actually built one of the baddest PCs I've ever built, and I sold it before I had a chance to make a video. So I'll post a picture of that up real quick. Anyways, once that went, I really was kind of thrown at how scarce PC parts are, and really probably should have kept it. But this right here is pretty much what I end up building, and ended up keeping a bunch of cash with it, and I think it turned out to be a great little system. So I'm gonna share that with you guys today. So I bought the case, which is the Corsair Crystal 680X. Came with 3 LL120 fans. It also came with an H150i in white, which came with 2 white LL120 fans. It came with a Asus Maximus 11 Black Ops 4 edition motherboard, 16 gigs of white Corsair Vengeance RGB RAM, 500 gig solid state, an i5 9400, and I got it for 400 bucks. And it also came with you can kind of tell by the white cables, it's a Corsair RM750 in white. So for 400 bucks, I mean, it was a killer deal. I've since changed it up a little bit. I still have the Asus Maximus and a bunch of the parts in another PC, which I'll be doing a video to show you guys. I actually switched to Ryzen, which has pretty much been my go-to. I'm running the Gigabyte aorus X570 Elite, aorus Elite, and a Ryzen 5 3600 XT, which is an awesome processor. It just came out in July. A little bit higher clock, I guess, like a little bit higher binned than the regular 3600. They're supposed to overclock better and have higher boost speeds, and I'm running it overclocked slightly just with the Gigabyte aorus software. I'm running a EK water cooling kit. I'll show you guys the little res down there, pump res. I did soft tubing. My other PC right now I'm doing is hardline. So I'm just running the soft tubing. It works okay. It's really not anything spectacular, but pretty easy to set up, easy to use. Definitely awesome if you plan to expand, you want to add more radiators, you want to add a GPU to your loop, you know, that sort of thing is really what it's meant for. It's the EK Supremacy MX block, real easy to install, great, you know, basic CPU block. I do have a heat killer full copper block. This is eventually going to go back to the 5600X, which is what the PC I just sold had in it, once I can find one. So we're running the EK full copper radiator 240 cooled with the LL120s in white, the EK MX block, and then they're just basic EK pump res combo. I think it's like 110 millimeter. It's controlled with a 4-pin PWM fan connector. I am running it directly off Molex just to keep it running at 100%. You can see it flows pretty good. You see the fluid in there splashing around. It moves pretty good. Graphics card, first time ever going with this model. This is the MSI Gaming X 5600 XT graphics card. Awesome card, really awesome card. I've never used one before. But like I said, I could not find 2060s, 2070s, 3070s, 3080s, 3060, nothing in stock anywhere, you know, without paying scalper prices. And I'm not paying scalper prices. I am about building my PCs, you know, for something like this with a lot less than you would think. I mean, I bought the full EK kit brand new from somebody down in Texas on Marketplace for 150 bucks shipped. I bought the CPU and motherboard on eBay for $300 shipped. The graphics card, the RAM, I bought that stuff new on Newegg. This came with Godfall and the new World of Warcraft expansion. So I have a brother who's a big World of Warcraft player, and I kind of gifted him that, you know, as an early Christmas present. Sent him the new expansion. Like I said, the case and all that I bought for like $400. And then I bought a brand new LL120 in white for the back because it just had a generic Corsair black and gray fan that I think it came with. Very solid running computer, very quiet, very cool. I'm running the cable mod vertical GPU kit. I'm really only using the ribbon cable because this case is like is ready for vertical GPUs. I'm not real fond of how this is ran, but those cables are so stiff that it's really hard to do something about them. So for now it's doing its job. Awesome computer. I think the 3600 XT or 3600 or 3600X with a 5600 XT, I can find these in stock, you know, in various brands pretty much everywhere for retail. You know, 16 gigs of some nice RAM, you know, and a decent motherboard is really what you can buy and build right now for, you know, $800 to $1,000, and makes for a really awesome gaming experience. So my new monitor, very similar to my old Dell if you watch my videos, but it's an Acer Predator Xb1. This is the IPS version, and it's a 2560 by 1440, 165 hertz G-Sync, and then it comes in a TN and an IPS, and mine is obviously the IPS version. I just pretty much found this in the box brand new, grabbed it, sold my Dell. Just a little bit, you know, I mean, it's IPS instead of my Dell was TN. Not that big of a deal, but it's 165 hertz instead of 144. So made a little bit of money making the switch, so why not? Not really much I'd change on this PC. I'm not real huge on this case. It is really big. It does have great airflow. I mean, even though it's got glass in the front, there are very big gaps here, right here, and all on the side and the bottom. So plenty of air flows through those fans. So like when I open this up and put my hand in here, I mean, there's loads of air moving through there, you know, and it's pulling in from the front. I'm not running anything really on the bottom. I just don't really feel a need to. I mean, I have 620 millimeter fans in there spinning. I mean, I'm sure it might benefit a hair, you know, if I add some in the bottom, but you know, these fans are 40 bucks a piece, so to drop, you know, another 80 bucks plus tax, 90 bucks on fans, I feel like it's, you know, kind of flashy enough, and you know, my cooling is not suffering at all. With my graphics card being here, surprisingly has not changed a degree in temperature. I see a lot of people about putting it up against the glass. I mean, this cooler I think is really meant for like the 5700 XT. This graphics card runs at like 64 degrees Celsius under max load in, you know, in my setup. So when I put it from the vertical to the horizontal, I'm sorry, that's backwards. Horizontal to vertical. It has not changed the 64 degrees. I mean, this cooler, this card is gigantic, and it is not suffering at all. You know, it's not starved for air. So that's another concern a lot of people have going with the vertical GPU kit. In my particular application, it does not suffer from that. So